And with us now in studio is Mr. Scott Kettle. Scott is the CEO of a company called GAWK Incorporated. GAWK is their stock symbol. Good to see you again, Scott.
It's nice to be here. Thank you, Don.
Now, it's been a little while since we had you on the program. Just tell us again what the company does.
Certainly. GAWK Incorporated is a hybrid cloud communications provider. We provide edge data center services and voice services to small and medium-sized businesses throughout the United States.
Now, I've seen a couple of very impressive pieces of news from the company recently. One was about financials. You filed your Q. There were some big numbers there. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we're very excited about it. Our acquisition strategy is proving to be a very effective model of growth. From quarter over quarter, we have grown by 952%. From our first quarter, we did $60,000 in revenues in our first quarter, and in our most recent quarter, we did $550,000 in revenues.
So you said the number again, the percentage of increase was 952%?
That is correct.
See, I almost choked on it. That's such a big number. 952%. That is very impressive.
You know, and that's why we're using growth through acquisition will allow us to continue to have those types of explosive increases in our revenues.
Now, I also saw another piece. You had a customer win. I think the company is called Hemp Incorporated. Tell us about that.
Yes, we're very excited to be working with Hemp. Hemp Incorporated is a customer that really takes advantages of all of the services that GAWK has to offer, from co-location to hosting. Also, they leverage our voice services and pretty much every other facet. They are a multifaceted customer that really understands how to take advantage of our service offerings.
You know, it's kind of interesting because it wasn't that long ago, maybe a couple of years ago, that if you said to somebody cloud computing, they had no idea what you were talking about. That's an industry sector that's really grown dramatically in the last 18 to 24 months.
Oh, yes, and we look forward to the continued growth. It is the future. It's where the internet is moving towards, is a cloud computing environment, and we look to be on the forefront of that.
Now, I remember we first started talking to your company about a year ago, maybe a little bit less than a year ago, and we're getting ready to approach the end of 2015 here. Have you been satisfied with what has occurred this year based on your plans for the year at the beginning?
For so far to where we are today, yes, we're right on target for where we want to be. We're making strides to where we want to go for the rest of our year. Our third quarter ends at the end of this month, October 31st. And, during this quarter, we're lining up for next quarter some additional acquisitions. So we're going to have some modest growth through organic sales this quarter. And we look to add and have some explosive growth for the fourth quarter.
Now, I remember one of the conversations that we had, Scott, which I found fascinating. You were lining up all of this fundraising, all of this financing to facilitate your growth by acquisition business model. So what we're seeing now is the fruits of all that previous labor?
Absolutely. We are seeing the fruits of that labor, and we look forward to continue that type of growth.
Now, not that I want to put any pressure on you, but as I mentioned, we're here now in fourth quarter. We're approaching the end of 2015. What do you see happening for the company next year in 2016?
I see us to continue to grow through acquisition, to increase our footprint within the Tier 2 cities throughout the United States, as well as expanding into the international markets.
Once again, the company is GAWK Incorporated. They're one of those rare companies where the name of the company is also the stock symbol, G-A-W-K. If you'd like more information, please go to their website, gawkinc.com. Scott, always a pleasure having you in the program. The story is just always exciting. Thanks again for joining us.
Thanks for having us, Don. It's a pleasure to be here.